going on, guys? Sean here. Today we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs and how I think they're going to roll out, and somehow I came to having about 14 pages of notes on this shit. So, we're going to get right into it. I've changed the name of the channel. No longer Miss Snows, it's just Sean O'Brien. Not a single video left. And that's that. We're going to be using the NBA playoff predictor, signing into the NBA, signing into that bullshit NBA thing. I didn't want to do that. So, right off the rip, we're going to start with the West play-in. Got Grizzlies Warriors. Now, it really doesn't matter whoever wins this game because they're both going to be the 7 and 8 seed anyway, because I don't see the Mavericks nor the Kings being able to beat them. Though I do have the Warriors winning. I think they just move the ball a little. They run the pace a little slower. I mean, the Grizzlies have the highest pace in the entire league, so already a more experienced team like the Warriors is going to slow that down and definitely chip away at them, and there's no shot. Again, this 9-10 Mavericks-Kings game doesn't even matter, but I think the edge is going to go to the Kings. Just make sure I'm correct here. Yeah, I completely forgot Kyrie was hurt. Kyrie's hurt. They basically just have AD. They have no backcourt. They have Clay, but he's not a ball handler, and they have Spencer Dinwiddie running the offense right now, who isn't your worst choice if he's your backup, but definitely not the person you want to be your starter. So, got to give that to the Kings. In the East, we got Hawks Magic, and I'm going to have to go with the Hawks. The Magic lost Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner. They're injured, and they're a very bad offensive team. They're very good on defense. But they're a very bad offensive team overall, outside of Franz Wagner and Banchero. They have no depth, and they don't have the experience to even get in the playoffs. And in the East, in the West, everyone's within a couple games of each other. In the East, not a single team deserves to be here that's in this playing game. All of these guys are below 500. It's awful. Heat Bulls, I'm going to give it to the Heat, actually. The Bulls are awful. I don't know. The Bulls are awful. Now we got for the 8th seed, I actually am going to continue to have the Grizzlies beating the Kings. I think they're going to barely lose to the Warriors, and they deserve to be in there with the Warriors, but I didn't think they were going to beat the Warriors. But again, the Kings are such an old team now, and they're another team that has no depth, and they completely rely on DeRozan and LaVine to keep their offense going, but they're both so streaky. When I say they have awful depth, I think they had outside of their 3 stars, they had one person average over 10, and that's not what you want. And they have no true 3-and-D guy out there. I actually have the Heat beating the Magic. Oh, can I click? I have the Heat beating the Magic. The Magic, again, pretty bad offensive team, and without Suggs and with no depth, without Suggs and Wagner, no depth it's gonna be hard for them. Now we have the first round. It's making me go game by game. I'll give my predictions on some of these on what I think their games are going to go to. But, right off the rip, let me go to my notes here. I really need them for this one. Thunder versus Grizzlies. 4-game sweep. I don't think anybody is surprised to hear that I have to say that, or anybody has to say that. Even though the Grizzlies may fight hard to get here, they're not going to even be close to getting out of the first round. They're getting swept by the best team in the league, if not the second best, and they're going to run them over. Now we have a much more entertaining game, for me especially. As everyone knows, I am a big James Harden fan, and the Clippers have caught the Nuggets on a great day here. So I'm gonna go over some of these stats here. I had a lot of these, but honestly, they don't matter. I might be having like stats overall in the background. If not, it's just gonna be a me talking video. The Nuggets, their starting lineup is Murray, Braun, MPJ, Gordon, and Jokic. Westbrook and Peyton Watson are their two main people off the bench. Outside of those two, they lack depth and their spotty shooting. They do have spotty shooting. I think outside of Braun, they don't have like a consistent shooter. Jamal Murray, he's a ball handler, but he's not the most consistent person, and he's always injured. Their ball movement, their passing, and Nikola Jokic. If they do win this series, will be the reason they win. Nikola Jokic. He's the best player on earth, and he's the MVP of the league, for anybody who disagrees with that. They've got the 4th ranked offense and the 21st defense. They are very bad on the defensive side of the ball. They have a 9th net rating overall. That 4th ranked offense is really going to help them, but they are playing the Clippers, who do have the 3rd ranked defense. So I actually do think this is going to come down to whichever offense can really play better. And the Clippers are just a little deeper. They have a little more depth, especially on offense. They Powell, Harden, and Kawhi all averaging over 20, and Zubac's averaging 15 and 15 coming into this. That's not something they're going to want to see. I got the Clippers in 6. I'm just going to go like this. That's 6? Yeah, it is. I got the Clippers in 6. I think James Harden and Kawhi really got into their groove after the All-Star game, and they've both averaged like 25 and 10 since. It's ridiculous. Got Lakers Wolves next. The starting lineup for the Lakers, Luka, A. Reeves, LeBron, that song. Roy Hachimura and Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes is the one you don't want to see. They play the Timberwolves, who Jackson Hayes is going to get bodied by Rudy Gobert. Even though people clown on Rudy Gobert all the time, he's going to turn him into fucking butter all series, no matter how many games it is. That being said, I think the series actually can go 2 ways. I think the Wolves, obviously everyone in the West is within like 2 games of each other outside of the Thunder, so to say the Wolves have no chance of winning the series is definitely a lie, and I feel like they can come out surprises like they did last year and like go 4-0, 4-1. But at the same time, LeBron and Luka in the playoffs. Luka in the playoffs alone is enough, but then with LeBron, I think for now they will they'll get out in like 6 or 7 games. Warriors Rockets. This is actually going to be the most controversial one. Again, the Warriors are only like 3 games behind the Rockets, so you can't say 2-7 seed. It's really just like 2 teams that are about the same, have the same amount of wins. But I think this is a tough one. In my notes, I said the Rockets were going to win, but I honestly was not too sure about that. It's going to go either way. The Rockets are really young, and they're super fast-paced, super athletic. The Warriors are a not super athletic, super slow-paced defensive team that takes all of their possessions and grits and grinds away at you. That's what they want. I got the Warriors. Probably in like 6 or 7 games again. I don't think a lot of these West matchups are a lot closer than people think, like 6-7. You're not going to see the Rockets sweeping the Warriors in 4 games. It's not happening. Now we go over to the East. We got the Heat versus the Cavaliers. That was a given. In the East is a little more imbalanced. You have teams with 45 wins and 43 wins making the playoffs. A 60-win Cavs team just isn't going to allow them to be in here. And I guess while I'm here, I'll go down here and do the same thing. The Hawks might fight well, but the Celtics are sweeping the shit out of them. Wait, the Celtics are the 2nd seed? This is news to me. This might be incorrect. I was under the impression that they were not the 2nd seed. Let me check that. No, they're the second seed. Wow, okay, I didn't know that. I think this is gonna be one of the more even ones. Obviously, with what happened last year, the Bucks beat the Pacers. I think that was last year, 2 seasons ago. The Pacers got Tyrese Halliburton, Nembhard, Nesmith, Siakam, and Miles Turner. T.J. McConnell with third, and Obi Toppin coming off the bench. It's Siakam and Halliburton both average about 20. Halliburton was in the top 5 in the assists this year, and they're definitely they're an all right team. I think the East was really weak this year outside of the Knicks, Celtics, and Cavs. Had the Bucks still had Dame until he got a blood clot, they probably would have won this. But without Dame, the Bucks just don't have the perimeter shooting. They have Ryan Hollins starting. Half of you don't even know who that is. I don't know. I didn't know who that was. I had to look him up. He averaged like 6 points per game this year. So yeah, and I mean it's not they have Ryan Hollins, Torin Prince, Kyle Kuzma, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. I mean they have a nice bench. Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent, Bobby Portis, but I think even that the backcourt is bad. The backcourt is awful, actually. They're kind of weak on defense. Their interior defense has always been good with Brook Lopez. I mean, even in his old age, what he's like 38, 39, he's still good as hell. But their perimeter defense is awful, and it's not going to get any better. Pacers in 5. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to, they're going to fight for it. The Pistons are that young, scrappy-ass team. It's going to be a dogfight. With the Knicks, you got all them Villanova boys. Bronson Bridges Hart, ripped to Dante DiVincenzo, but he got them Cat. Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo for Cat was a steal, by the way. And they are a sleeper to win the NBA Finals. I'll tell you right now, the Knicks actually have a shot. The Pistons are a very deep team, but they're also young as hell. I know some Sixers fans are going to watch this. Tobias Harris is still in their starting lineup, along with Asar Thompson, Tim Hardaway, Jalen Duren, and Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham's been a dog this year, and he's only getting better. That being said, Knicks in 6. Who's online? No, not Pistons. Knicks. Knicks in 6. To be completely honest, I don't fully believe in the Knicks, but I do at the same time. I really think they have that shot if they can put it all together. Last year was definitely a tough end for them, but then again, I don't think they were gonna. The Celtics were just on that run last year. On to round 2. So in the conference semifinals, if it goes this way, we will have Lakers, Warriors, Thunder, Clippers, Pacers, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics. So we'll start with Lakers, Warriors. LeBron versus Steph, but this time not in the finals, in the conference semifinals. For a long time, I didn't believe in LeBron. I wasn't a LeBron fan, but I've come a long way in my steps of life. And this is gonna be one of those classic series that people talk about for a while. Just because of how LeBron and Steph are, they're gonna compete, and I think it's gonna go to 7 games. I just think that the Warriors don't have enough. Their depth isn't as good as it used to be. They're starting Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Modi, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Buddy Hield, Gary Payton, and Kuminga. Their biggest issue is rebounding and interior defense. I get Draymond Green as a defensive player of the year candidate, but honestly, he can't make up for their lack of size. I mean, they have Jimmy Butler playing power forward, and he's 6'6". And I get, play positionless basketball, but they've had this issue for a while. I mean, and this has been their downfall for a while. They, in the past couple of years, they've been just lacking on the interior, and that's how they lose these games. And luckily for them, they play a team who is also lacking on the interior. And you're going to get to see that Luka Doncic and Jimmy Butler going head to head against LeBron and Luka. This is going to be a good one. But I am going to give the edge to the Lakers. Oh, do I want to do that? Yeah, it's more realistically, I don't want to give the edge to the Lakers. I'd like to see Steph go to the conference finals, but I think the Lakers have it in probably 6 games. Doubt it. Doubt it's 5. I just think Luka is at this point in their careers much better than Steph, and unless you see that playoff Jimmy turn on, which we didn't see, they weren't even in the playoffs. Oh no, he got hurt. That's what it was. Unless you see that Jimmy Butler turn on, which if we see this changes, if Jimmy Butler turns on like he does in the playoffs and goes from averaging 17 to 25, 26, you see a very different game. You probably have the Warriors win. But at this state in their careers, LeBron's better than Jimmy, and Luka's better than Steph. And all the other supporting cast members. I mean, Draymond Green plays a role. He's a big part of that offense and an insane part of that defense. But other than that, he's just not. Yeah. Lakers in 6. We're going to go to the right because this is going to cause an uproar. We're going to go Cavs in 5. Though I do like the Pacers, I think Siakam and Halliburton aren't going to be enough to stop the Cavaliers. I mean, the interior force that they have is insane. They have 3. What is it? 3? I think it's 3. Not 2. What am I talking about? Two way good bigs. Like, they're insane, right? Mobley and Allen together, people said it wouldn't work, and it's continued to work every time. I mean, they won 65 games this year, something like that. Insane. Yeah. Nothing else really to say. Knicks Celtics. Celtics are probably going to win this. But, look, I mean, I'm a big upset guy. And I think the Knicks can put it together. This is their best shot. They have the depth. Not many teams that have a starting lineup like that. I mean, the Knicks have what? I think they have like 5 guys averaging like 16 or more. That's insane. And the only other team that can say that is the Celtics. But the Celtics did lose a little bit of depth. Not a crazy amount. Let's take a look at where is that at? Let me find these Celtics real quick. Let's see what we really got. Celtics. They got Tatum averaging 27, Brown averaging 22, Porzingis averaging 19, and White averaging 16. And then after that, though I didn't include it, Holiday's averaging 14, and they got another player averaging like 12. I mean, that's insane. But after that, their depth does kind of start to lag. I mean, they have Pritchard, Hauser, and Cornette off the bench, and Horford. Horford's obviously an aging vet. But the Knicks, let me tell you about the Knicks. The Knicks got Brunson averaging 26 and 7, Cat averaging 24 and 13, OG averaging 18 and 5, and Bridges averaging 18. They're the 5th rated offense and 13th rated defense. The Celtics are top 3 in both of those. No, they're 2 in offense and 4th in defense. I mean, not that it really matters. But I'm going to go Knicks in 7. I'm a big underdog guy, and I want to see the Knicks win something. All right? And this is bad. This is going to look really bad. But, let me tell you, the hottest team in the West in the past couple months since the All-Star break has been the Clippers. Harden's averaging almost 30. So is Kawhi. Powell, when he's playing, is playing insane. And Ivica Zubac is having the best year of his career. I mean, 18 and 13 or whatever it is, something like that, is crazy because in the past years he's been averaging like 10 and 10. I know it doesn't sound like that much more, but I mean, that's a lot. And he's just the force that he's been offense and defensively, the jump he's made is much larger than any jump he's made in his past. Only issue is when he's not on the court, they have a problem. Their backup center is Ben Simmons, and if he's actually playing center, it's not awful. He just doesn't have the size. I mean, he's obviously 6'10", but he doesn't have like the actual size to stop some of the interior bigs. Like you'd obviously be seeing Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren in this, and yeah, I mean, look, the Thunder. Let me check in on the Thunder. the Thunder had like the first best defense, second best offense. I mean, they're looking amazing. But where are we at here? Yeah. The Thunder have the third rated offense, the first rated defense, they're the first net rated team, and they're great everywhere. Their only con is that they don't really any playoff experience. That's literally it. I mean they went to the conference finals went to the conference finals last year, but no, they didn't, or they did. It was either the semifinals or the conference finals, but they're young, and that's really it. There's no cons to that team. They're almost perfect. Their depth is quite nice. They have a lineup better than some people's starting lineups on the bench. So that says a lot. Their second five is better than some team starting fives, and that's obviously crazy. Now, if the Clippers stay hot, I think they actually have a shot. It's not big, but they have a shot. And I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for Harden to be able to get a ring for a long time in my life, and I do seriously believe that if everything goes well, Kawhi has stepped up large, and as long as he's healthy, they can win. They can beat a lot of the teams in the West, including the Thunder. I think people are overestimating how good the Thunder are. I mean, they've been great in the regular season, but again, they lost to Luka and Kyrie last year, and Luka's great and Kyrie's great, but the team outside of them wasn't crazy, and you're seeing the same thing here. The Clippers have a better team than the Mavs were last year outside of Luka. Luka's ridiculous, but you get what I'm saying. Clippers in 7. To the conference finals. You're going to have Clippers-Lakers. So you got the Battle of LA in the West, and two teams that have not seen a finals just appearance in a while. Obviously the Cavs with LeBron in 2018 was their last one, but 2018 was their last appearance. 2016 is their last win. With the Clippers and the Lakers, I think the lack of the big play that the Lakers have will be exploited by people like James Harden, who love to run that pick and roll. And LeBron's running the power forward right now, but he can't guard if it's a Zubac. I mean, Zubac has been cooking everybody in the paint. So you're gonna see if you see the Clippers and Lakers play, you're gonna see the Clippers win. Doesn't matter. Like Clippers in 5 or 6. The Lakers don't have the bigs, any bigs. They have Jackson Hayes, and Jackson Hayes isn't stopping that. And even after that, you got Kawhi, who, earlier time in his career was known as a LeBron stopper. And Harden can go bucket for bucket with Luka Doncic if he needs to. But this is a more interesting one over here, Knicks versus Cavs. I'm actually going to have to go with the Cavs. Yeah, I mean, no. If the Knicks would lose to the Celtics 9 times out of 10, but if they got the chance to play the Cavs, I think they could also pull it out. Yeah, I actually don't mind that. Knicks in 6. Yeah, I think just a team like the Cavs, they're great, but the Knicks are another team that has 2 bigs to match them. Mitchell Robinson and Cat. Cat's not great at defense, but Mitchell Robinson is an interior force, and that's the type of guy that is there to stop someone like Jared Allen. On to the finals. Now, in only like one world out of millions is this the actual finals. You're not normally seeing a 5th seed and a 3rd seed. Now, my only thing is that in the West, outside of the Thunder, every team is within 1 game of each other. So to say that no one in the West has a shot would be a lie. And the Thunder aren't really as good as people say they are. And for that reason, I would say Clippers versus Knicks. The Knicks, let's look at the depth they've got over here. Because, I mean, you know, you got, for the starting lineup for the Clippers, you'd have Harden, Chris Dunn, Norman Powell, Kawhi, and Zubats. And off the bench, you'd have Bogdanovich, Derek Jones Jr., Ben Simmons, and Amir Coffey. Harden averaged 23 and 9, Kawhi averaged 21 and 6, and Powell averaged 22 and 3, while Zubats averaged 17 and 13. They were the 15th rated offense, but the 3rd rated defense with a 5th net rating. So overall, they were net rating. They were the 5th best team in the league when it came to their overall play, offense and defense. Knicks were 6th net rated in the league, so obviously pretty even. But I think, again, honestly, this all depends on if Kawhi can stay healthy, because Kawhi balls when he's healthy, and he's been balling. But if he can't, if he can't stay healthy, it's over. I'm so serious. The Clippers have no shot if he's not playing every game. I mean, they're such a hot and cold team. I mean, like game 1 of a series like this, Harden could drop 50, and the next game he dropped 9. That's why you need Kawhi. And that's what this all is. It's really dependent on Kawhi. Kawhi is the Clippers' X factor. And this is obviously in a perfect world. He stays healthy. Clippers in 6. Clippers win the NBA Finals, y'all. Nah, this ain't happening, but this is what I'd love to see.